America is full of secret, empty, and abandoned towns, places where life once flourished, but which now echo with eerie silence. Whether due to industrial collapse, environmental disaster, or simple bad luck, these ghost towns remain as haunting reminders of the past. Here are 10 of the most intriguing and secretive empty towns in the U.S. First up is Centralia, Pennsylvania. Why is it empty? Well, an underground coal fire has been burning since the 1960s, releasing toxic gases, creating sinkholes, and rendering the land downright dangerous. The atmosphere there is strange. Streets and sidewalks still exist, but almost no buildings remain. Wisps of smoke rise from the ground, and honestly, it's a truly unsettling sight. Next, we've got Times Beach, Missouri. Why is it empty? Folks were evacuated back in the 1980s after dioxin contamination from oil sprayed on the roads. These days, the place is overgrown with trees, roads lead to nowhere, and you can still find remnants of suburban dreams. Then there's Thistle, Utah. Why is it empty? The town was destroyed by a massive landslide in 1983, which created a dam and ended up flooding the whole area. The atmosphere now, remnants of buildings still poke up from the mud and marsh, serving as a reminder of what once was. Alright, so Picher, Oklahoma. This place was once a booming lead mining town, but folks had to leave because of severe toxic pollution and dangerous sinkholes. The whole area now, well, it's got collapsed buildings and contaminated earth, which honestly gives it this kind of apocalyptic mood. Next up is Treece, Kansas. It's right next to Picher, and, it shares the same toxic fate thanks to the region's mining operations. You'll find collapsed houses, fallen fences, and roads that have just sort of sunken in over time. Moving on to Elkmont, Tennessee. This was once a lively resort community, but it got abandoned as leases ran out and park policies shifted. Now, preserved and decaying cabins sit deep in the forest, bringing this strange, unsettling peace to the whole place. Bombay Beach, California. Why is it empty? Well, it used to be a bustling resort town back in the 1950s, but folks abandoned it when the Salton Seas ecosystem just plain collapsed. Now there's this strange atmosphere with rusted trailers, sun-bleached signs, and honestly, a kind of artistic weirdness that hangs over the whole area. Bodie, California. Why is it empty? Well, the gold ran out back in the 1900s, and folks just left it to the wind and the elements. These days, you'll find more than 100 preserved wooden buildings, making it pretty much the classic example of a Wild West ghost town. Bannack, Montana. Why is it empty? It used to be a lively gold mining community, but when the rush was over, everyone moved on. There's still dozens of wooden structures standing, like a school, a hotel, even some old gallows, that really drive home its reputation for being a bit lawless. Elmo, Colorado. Why is it empty? Well, after the mining busts and some tough economic times, the town just cleared out. Nearly a dozen old buildings remain, untouched, and there are even some tales about local ghosts that keep the bravest visitors on their toes. So, why visit these places? Most of these towns are tucked away off the beaten path, so you'll need to plan ahead if you want to see them. You can expect crumbling, sometimes dangerous buildings, a kind of haunting silence, and little glimpses into lives that time left behind. These ghost towns, they really stand as fascinating and honestly chilling reminders of how quickly society can just move on, leaving whole communities to the wild. And here's a tip: if you decide to explore, be sure to respect posted warnings and tread carefully. A lot of these places are hazardous,